You're now listening to the Narrative Podcast, hosted by Ruben Arthur and Rachmel Miller. They're here to correct the narrative.
We're in the building today with someone that, you know, I've got a lot of respect for. Not that I don't be respecting people, but you know how it is sometimes. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, so a little intro, like someone, you know, I see as a king of South, because I got a lot of grief. Man, shouting at me like, "Yo, you didn't put this person, you didn't put that person in." But you know, in his generation era, definitely in that. As I said, putting track to the side, a lot of respect for him as a man. Always carries himself a certain way. Like I said when he was coming in, like always same trim, fade is fresh at all times. Like, bro, it's hard to maintain, you know, bro.
Don't do that. Don't do that because I'm bold. Don't do that.
Do you not have a beard? And do you not maintain it?
Yeah, man, I do what I can.
See, look, you're the one that bought it, not me, bro.
What? Everyone can see. They can see us now, innit? They can see that on board. You're talking about a man fade.
International athlete.
Of course.
I like to say I'm man of the circuit. You know, not a lot of athletes are really out there like in them races like how American athletes are. Like they're on that. He was on that. Like, and you know, personal bests and achievements don't necessarily match the caliber of athletes.
For sure.
So, you know, I'll say the caliber of athlete that he is because still competing. A coach, a scholar, Loughborough graduate, as I learnt from watching some of the previous that I watched. Shout out to Vision. But you know, a student of the game and mentor. So, Aidan Syers in the building.
That was very, very charitable, man. Thank you.
No, you know, because as well, like obviously, Jason Carty, another legend, and you know, somebody that I wish that we had on here before he passed. But when we were at the funeral, TJ said like you need to give people their flowers when they're here to appreciate them. So that's why I wanted to mention certain things. Like, got a lot of respect to you.
Thank you, bro. It means a lot. It means a lot,
man.
especially for someone of your talent and achievements. To hear that from a peer, I can definitely consider you a peer. So to get that from you, mate, it means the world. It really does.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And how are you today?
I'm alright, mate. Tired as usual, but that's how it goes, man.
That's
You
how
just
it
gotta
goes.
keep grinding, innit? Keep
Honesty.
grinding, keep grafting.
Something that I think I would actually like. I think you two are perfect guys to talk about. Is living the life, like, because so by living a life, we're talking like when you see them Floyd Mayweather videos when he leaves the club and he like puts on someone's trainers and jogs home, or I don't know, just all the like Goggins videos, like that's like living the life, like the perfect stuff you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because for me, it's something that I've been aware of, but I've never been like, I've never understood the balance of. And I think it's like, okay, cool, we know, yeah, you know, eat your vegetables, go to sleep early, but the part that we talk about is like the mental effects of like all the FOMO and all the pressure and when it becomes the life and death of, oh well, if I don't run this, I'm not gonna be on funding, or oh well, if I don't beat this person, I'm not gonna get a contract, and then you don't, and then it doesn't happen, and now you're stressed, and then it becomes harder to live the life. And as someone that you on funding, you on funding?
Yeah.
When were you on funding?
Oh, mate. 2000 started in 2001, and I think I came off it 2004.
So when you came off it, because we've never been on funding, so how was that, like that transition?
Abrupt. Literally, I got called into a meeting with my performance manager, and he said, "We're taking your funding." And I said, "Why?" I said, "But I'm still running faster than than all the people that have been, racing for the past 18 months, 2 years, because I was injured for quite a few years."
Right.
And I said, "And I've been seeing your medical people." And he's like, "Yeah, we decided we're taking you off." And he gave me we used to get physio vouchers back in the day.
Right.
And he handed me a stack of physio vouchers and went, "Yeah, once those are finished, that's it." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
But what, so now I feel like you probably had a lot of time to unpack, key words there. Unpack that, how did that affect you, you mentally in those next few years? Because say hard. 04 now, going into to 08, that's the next games.
So it was difficult because 04, so even though I got taken off funding, they kept me on the relay squad for Athens. And I kept getting phone calls saying, "Are you fit yet?" As if to say, we need you for the squad. And it was a good squad, so I was quite surprised because I hadn't run in 2 years.
What were you running around that time?
Running 10.3. But I hadn't run in literally since 2002.
Oh, mad.
Yeah. So, but I think because I was in good form in 2003, but I was running well, I was training well, but I got injured, so I didn't even compete. But they saw what I was doing in training.
Where were you training?
At that time, I was training in Loughborough, but we used to have
jealous of you guys, man.
GB camps in Cardiff and Bath and places like that. So
testing and they're seeing the numbers.
Yeah, so I was in good shape. My PB wasn't showing what I should be showing, essentially. But yeah, kind of, it hit home to me in the summer that there was no way I was going to be fit, and I wouldn't be going. And it was hard. I was devastated because all I ever wanted to do was go to Olympic Games. That's it. I didn't want to run for 22 years. I just wanted to go to Olympics, get a gold medal, done.
I feel like that's everyone's plan.
Yeah. Wasn't on this, I want to do season after season, go to... Nah, just Olympics and that's it. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But it was so hard because I'd had so many injuries and I was frustrated because I was like, well, I'm supposed to be on this super plan and I'm hurt. I can't even jog at the moment.
Right.
So to be in that situation and to be cast aside, even though the people that were still on funding who were coming behind me still hadn't run the times I'd run. So I was thinking, it doesn't make sense. So I kind of took it a little personally.
That probably makes it worse as well, though, because at least if you weren't in that position, they'd be like, okay, I understand. You're probably expecting it. You can probably deal with it more. So and I think as well, that's where a lot of athletes get the resentment from when these things happen. You might lose your contract or lose something, and the way you've lost it is not that that's not fair, but it doesn't make sense.
Do you know what? If I was racing and I wasn't performing, fair enough. I didn't even get a chance, So I was like, well, it doesn't really add up. I was like, okay, fine. My mentality is always, all right, I get you. That's just, I can do that. I can kind of switch that off, compartmentalize it and keep it moving. So I did that. But then the following season, been out for so long, got beat every week, man. It's horrible. I'd never been beaten like that before in my life. So,
I know them ones.
When used to beating everybody, and then all of a sudden you're getting slapped.
It's confusing. It's confusing though, isn't it? You're like, how is this happening?
This is. I think it's something that we can all say we've experienced. I probably me and you had it the most recently. Last 2021, very confusing year.
I think one thing they don't teach us, and probably they shouldn't, is how to take losses.
No, they should.
But we're not in the game for that.
True. Yeah, but
we're not here to lose.
But
everything we do is to win.
Everything else, in life, they kind of do.
But one of the things I think people mistake, and I think what I'm seeing a lot of now, is people try and confuse elite sport with real life. It's not.
But I'm
And
saying
yes, we're
even
humans.
I'm saying even other sports, even when you watch like NBA guys, they talk, and that's kind of what I want to like. From me, like starting to analyze the NBA, that's what made me realize that we're so far behind in terms of professionalism. Like, but even like, say, like Michael Jordan and that, like these guys from losing, that's when they elevated and said, okay, I need to do this.
Yeah.
This is why I'm losing.
Their mindset's different.
And then went to the next level.
Their mindset's different.
For us,
Yeah.
a lot of guys, once you start losing, there's no comeback. It's he's done.
Yeah, that's soft. You've got to dig deep within yourself to get that. That's a character.
But what I'm
thing.
saying is, though,
That's a
and
character.
this
thing.
is, but also I feel like this is where the like what we were speaking about earlier with the guidance comes into it, because it is, but how? Put it that way, like
Yeah, okay. So firstly, you've got to want it. A lot, especially with young athletes, it happens by chance. You just happen to be in a good group, you happen to be talented, and you're just going through, you win your English schools, you get selected. It's easy.
yeah.
It's easy. But then you're in the seniors, and all the man them are good.
Yeah.
Now what? That's when you have to want it. That's when you have to pay attention to what you're doing. You're not just going through the motions. And it's those little extras, those sacrifices. If you want to be an elite athlete, you have to understand that you're not able to have everything in life. Unfortunately, I think nowadays people think, oh, you can have it. No. Some things have to go.
Yeah.
A lot of things, probably.
Most things.
probably everything else.
Yeah, there's only a few people who can get away with doing ridiculous things, not resting, not stretching, not being diligent, and be successful.
But also, I think that's a bit of a myth.
What?
Like, I think there's a bit of a myth of like this like Bolt being like a guy that like eats chicken nuggets and stuff. Like, it's a myth. It's a myth. Because I'm telling you right now, I've done that program. He was working, and this is the thing, like, people gotta understand, like, there's levels in it, and there's things in life, like, if put it like, say these short training programs, if you do those kind of programs and you get hurt, like, it's gonna affect you. If you do like the programs that they do and you get hurt, it's not gonna affect you as much. So it's like, it's not that, like, it's just things depend on what you do. So I'm saying that, in my opinion, like, obviously the talent level from Bolt scary, but also he's trained to such a mad level that he can go out. Like, bro, like, obviously being in Jamaica, I've heard certain stories, bro. I'm hearing, like, a man, one time he wasn't in shape. There's like 12 times that he wasn't in shape, so I can't remember which time. And he came to the UK, because remember, they used to come to Brunel. Came here, like, with no PS, no nothing. Like, no going out, nowhere. Just work, back, more work. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, for me, because this is why I'm saying how, because when I was injured, I feel like I didn't have that guidance to understand that, well, this is where I blame myself, because deep down, I know I'm not doing enough right now. But then it's like, what am I actually supposed to do? Because if I just start doing stupid things to feel like I'm training harder, it's not going to help.
It comes down to coaching and guidance and asking questions, the right environment, and just looking after yourself. It's about, especially when you're injured, first and foremost, go and see a good physio. And get to see someone good, so you get an accurate diagnosis. Shout out to Wanda every day. Yeah, I big up to Wanda's my guy, man.
Every single day.
He's my guy.
Shout out to Gareth. Shout out
just
all the legends.
Looked after properly. And I think if you can get looked after and know what the injury is, know what the steps are to come back, and then you have to go through the process.
Yes.
And that's it. You just have to be disciplined. You can't just bin it off and hope things are going to get better. It doesn't work like that. Go and put in the work. Get on the grass, do your tempo, get in the pool. If you've got to sit on the bike, if you've got to just do abs, then but keep yourself as close to as possible.
Program, right.
And that's where I think what you were saying before comes into it. Like, and see what we were saying about, like, about learning about things, because that's where Like learning about every day, just this is the angle you need to come out. That's just foolishness. Don't worry about that. The coach can just tell you, yeah, forward, whatever I do. But when you're hurt and you know, I need to be back by this time, and this program that I'm doing right now is gonna have me back by this time. I better start doing something. That's when you need to go and look and find. Like I was watching something the other day with Will Clay, and he was saying about when he had his Achilles injury, how he came back was he went and found Kobe's doctor and just started going to him every day.
That's what it's about, and that's what I mean about finding the right people. Yeah, I've been in situations where I've had injuries, especially when I was funded, and the physios don't know what they're doing. Yeah, and I'm doing exactly as I'm told. I'm just being guided the wrong way. Right. The best physios I've seen haven't been in the system, and they never will be. They never will be, but it's unfortunate because...
Or they will be for a period and then...
Yeah, but they're never going to be in the future because there's more money to be made outside of the system.
Yeah. But then it comes down to finance.
This is what I was going to
affording it.
We are talking about, generally speaking, these are kids. These are people who are 16, 17, 18, 19. Man, don't have money to be going doing these things.
That's why, in terms of the physio, I agree. But that's where luck comes into it a lot, 100%, because being at Oakland's, like, you got things accessible to you. That's scary. Like, I look back now, like I should have run way faster.
Yeah, what you guys had at Oakland's,
bro,
mate.
Basically at the NCAA's.
When I was a kid, I would have bitten someone's hand off to have access to that. Yeah, like that type of thing didn't exist, and I'm thinking, well, they're supposed to run fast. Yeah, they got everything. Yeah, like. Yeah, how can you not?
Facts. And if you're at Oakland's,
training full time,
you better run fast.
This is how you better our contemporaries were even looking at us. It was almost, and I feel like I can say this now, looking back on it, without any kind of like bias or anything like that. But it was like, man, we would turn up to races and we were just like, we're gonna like.
You lot used to. I remember seeing those college results.
That was scary, man.
And I remember I'd ring Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, man, relax.
It was rough outside.
Because you got kids opening up with 6'7" in December.
Nah, it was a joke.
In December, people running 676, 677.
It was different.
In December,
impressive though. Impressive.
It was different, but I think that's like, coming out of it, because it's like I really see it like something I've realised recently. It's basically like being at NCAA's, but at like 16, 17. Yeah. But then coming out of it is so difficult because you're used to having I can go and see to Wonder 3 times a week. I'm 16.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's crazy. Like,
when I was seeing Wonder 3 times a week, I was paying him, man.
See what I'm saying? I'm not killing me. I'm not even paying, so I'm not even understanding what's going on.
But and that's the thing. The way the sport is set up, it makes it a huge challenge because if you're not a funded athlete and you come out of juniors and let's say you've been on, I don't know what junior funding's called now, but
futures.
Junior funding, futures.
But that's us, man.
Once you come out of that,
let's use Oakland's.
Yeah. So once you've come out of that, now what?
That's the thing.
Because unless you're making the team,
you gotta make money somehow. Go get a job.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for the answer to right now. Get back to you in about 2 years.
If you want to have, then you better get a job.
This literally.
Like, because it's either get a job or go on the circuit. You have, because there's no real way to earn money from the sport unless you're racing or funded or sponsored. Yeah. At the same time, nowadays,
sponsorship ain't even enough.
But it depends on your sponsorship deal. There's people,
unless you've run a mad thing.
Nah, not now. With social media,
it's different. The game is
different. You also remember there are people who are athletes who couldn't do our warm-ups. Yeah, they couldn't do it, and they're deemed as athletes. They got Gymshark deals and whatever. This supplement, that supplement. They're making a few £1,000 a month off that.
But nobody has been able to. I don't think that it's possible to do both.
I will tell you.
You can.
Who's done it though?
I'll tell you what I think.
In any sport.
I will tell you what I think where I think your response is coming from. I'm going to speak for all 3 of us, innit? I feel like the people that we are, we necessarily might not do them kind of things. We might not want to do those things in that way. It might feel like, and I know we've had this conversation before in the past off mic as we were like 16, 17, 18. It's like, all right, cool. If I do this, streets are gonna love me. Like it's not even just that. For that. Like we can't do them kind of things. I'm not gonna be on Instagram talking about, oh yeah, buy my flat tummy tea. Like we're not doing that.
It's not just that. It's not just that. It's not just that. For me, it's that the mentality that it takes to do that is contradictory to the mentality that it takes to be an elite athlete. So I just don't think those two things go together.
I don't know if it's mentality. I think it comes down to what your personality is like.
Right.
I know my personality. I can't be.
But being an influencer,
that's not
who you are.
Being an influencer, like it's even though personality is one thing, and this is where the way that I see it, the only way I see it working is if you can afford to pay somebody to make the content for you. But to actually do what it takes to become successful as an influencer, that's a whole career.
I think sometimes some people have a gift for that though.
Right.
They're just good at producing content, and I think. I agree because I would need someone.
I'm telling you,
I'd
no
have
one's
to pay somebody.
When I see someone do it, I'll take it back. Yeah. But I don't think we're gonna see it.
What on their
But
J's?
if you look at say what Harry Akins is doing now,
But
listen, Harry, big up Harry.
But he's already established. He's already established.
He's killing it. But he's established in our world. Now he's moved out of that, and I think it's tremendous. But he's got the personality. Like Harry can do it. I see Harry dancing. There's two Harrys. Bigging up his chest.
But what I'm saying is,
I love it though. He's
what
great.
I'm saying is, no, Harry's a G. Like he's doing his thing. But to when you're like you've already funded. Like obviously he's not funded at the moment.
Harry's certified.
So he's already broken that transition or whatever you want to say. I'm saying that person that's 16, 17, 18. That hasn't got there yet, to have the mentality to push that level of content.
At the same time, I just think these people of those ages now, they're so internet and social media savvy.
100%.
I don't think it's going to be long before we see a kid. We haven't seen it yet.
I'm telling you, I don't.
But there's
I don't
definitely someone out there somewhere right now who runs for their club, Croydon Harriers or whatever, and is producing mad content. Probably got 20,000 followers already.
But they
ain't even dropped no numbers yet.
No, and that's the thing. There is them people, but they're not at elite level.
Yeah, but maybe
that will
they will
them to
be.
Become,
because maybe they'll get there because they have the time and the resources to be able to do that. But it's difficult.
I don't.
That's fine that you don't see that, but you have to also see that you're seeing from your perspective.
No, I'm not, bro.
You are.
I'm saying that look. How long have influencers been a thing?
How long has TikTok been a thing?
It's not long.
It's not long. TikTok's only been since 2019,
and it takes longer to run faster than it does to make a TikTok.
I mean, we'll see.
Because even things like, so I'm having a conversation with an athlete right now. He's competing. Shout out Eugene. And he recently made a reel, which is basically like a TikTok for Instagram because everyone's been stealing the shit.
I've never used TikTok, so I don't understand how TikTok works. Yeah, but
have you used reels?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
Same thing.
Instagram basically just stole.
I love a reel.
I said, you don't see me on the other app in there, but
you ain't see me on TikTok though, bro.
Nah, you need to go on that though. It's like,
what?
Do that.
What, make TikTok? No, please don't make a TikTok.
To do what on TikTok?
The thing that people don't understand is everything. It's not.
And then people just dancing.
Everything is about. No,
because I'm not on that.
Nah, after. I'll show you after.
All right, cool.
Everything is about how you use it.
Of course, it's just a tool in it, but this is the way that I said, nah, I was dancing and that. I
doing dances and that. Nah.
But that's what I say.
No, but that's why people are getting it wrong.
And they're just doing this little.
That's why people are getting it wrong, though. That's why people's getting it wrong because everyone's trying to go on there and dance.
No, of course. So this comes back to the point I'm making. So, like, talking to Eugene, and he recently put up a reel, and it was him in warm weather training in Dubai, I believe, and it was just him running, just doing some Max V running, very nice technique, and it was sunny, he's topless, whatever, cool. The video was, I think, maybe like 12 seconds long. It's been seen by 1 million people.
That's impressive. It's TikTok, yeah?
It's basically a TikTok.
Back off my top quickly.
That's what, but this is exactly the conversation.
We'll talk after.
This is exactly the conversation that we had. I said, gee, that's mad. And he was like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know how I did that because there's so much content that I produced that, like, you know, is painstakingly thought of, and, you know, I'm trying to really put people onto game or like pardon me, make real good content that I can be proud of.
Yeah.
But that doesn't get as much traction as me running little top. You know what I'm saying? Little topless
play
thing.
to him, man.
I'm doing it. And I said,
If you got it, flaunt it.
and this is what I said. I said to him, you have to meet people where they're at. Like,
Yeah.
this is what the algorithm demands. This is what it wants. So you have to find a way to find what you're comfortable doing and what the world demands, and meet the two in the middle and just mesh it together. Like, you have an amazing start, bro. I know that if you go and take a reel of you doing a start, you're topless, it's a nice background, it's shot really well, that's going off. Now you can go to, potentially, I don't know how these things work, I'm not trying to be naive, but you can potentially now have leveraging power with, even if it's not a big brand, if it's a smaller brand that's going to now take some sort of pressure off you financially or otherwise, so you don't have to worry about buying food. Or text, I'm going to serve you a meal prep. You have to worry about buying supplements, so I'm going to send you that. Recovery items. I'm gonna
I
give
hear
you, that.
you guys, and it sounds nice, but I know how much. Well, you guys probably know how much it costs to have in a season at elite level.
Yeah, of course, of course. And I'm not saying these are
that free meat and that you're getting.
Pause. What you did,
bro? Why are you even there? Bro?
No, why are you just talking about free meat, man? Just slanging it. That's what you're doing.
That would be good.
Why?
What
I'm saying,
some free meat would be. Very,
I can't remember
helpful.
what that company's called. But
Unless you're vegan.
Plug man in.
Of course.
But
a couple of them, man.
if you're
Hello
vegan,
Fresh,
Shout out the vegans and their quinoa.
Yeah,
shout out
obviously,
you,
man. The tofu warriors.
for the right price, I might be vegan. But listen, this is what I'm saying. Yeah,
no,
I hear it.
I'm not saying it fixes the
I
thing by
hear
any
it.
means, but
I
it goes
think
away.
every little helps.
But I
Look,
think
if it
you
can-
need about 40 to 50.
Look, if it could give you, listen, if it gave you
Even 10.
500 quid a month, that's a big. That'll take
Even
care
if you
of
can
your
make 10K,
osteo, your massages, your physio. That's
what I'm
mate.
saying.
That's huge.
There's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, yeah.
There's
No, it's
avenues.
true.
There's avenues for these things to be happening, but people don't want to take it. Like, and I understand that you have finite energy and finite time in your day, and you do need to train. You do.
But
need
also
to do these
remember,
things.
as a sprinter, coaching fee is about £300.
minimum.
Pay my coach.
Minimum.
Just give it straight to my coach.
Just stick it on.
Well, I can get the program. Can I eat? Can I eat or go training? No.
I'm saying, like, it's them kind of things. Like, you can just have to be smart with how you, like, what we're seeing now and what we have the ability to see now. Probably a little bit more than, you know, when you first started competing, or when we even were competing at our heights, is that the personal brand of athletes, not necessarily in our sport yet, it's getting there with the upper echelon athletes, but the personal brand of the athlete is so important that if you create a right one,
It's
I'm not a winner.
exposure, though. I think because
That's what
you have the social media stuff. It's real easy to
There's
have a
levels,
social
innit?
media presence if you're Serena Williams.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Because
but
she's
you gotta
so high
think-
profile.
Exactly,
Beautiful
and
black queen.
But the problem,
Yeah, but where are
But the
people
problem is-
seeing us do our thing? So it's all well and good, you know, taking an Instagram video of yourself running in Dubai.
Yeah.
yeah.
But okay, so where can I see you now?
But also the issue, and that's not the issue.
Because
You got to
British
remember.
Championships is like on red button.
If that.
Remember, like this is my gripe with athletics is like we're not invested into, not even like forget like physio and that. Yeah, like if you're in the NBA, like just as soon as I can't remember if this was on I can't remember, but you see when a player signs for Man U, because Man U spend so much money on marketing and they've got that base built. As soon as you sign, you get mad followers straight away.
Yeah, yeah, straight
Like,
away.
Even what Bouncer's doing, shout out to Bouncer, yeah, with that boxing thing. When you go on that live, I'm hearing guys are getting like 8K followers, 10K followers, just because of it's being pushed.
Yeah.
So I've been to British trials at least 3-4 times.
Right.
That means I've given you guys like my TV rights for free. I've been on TV for free. What have you guys done with that? How have I benefited? I ain't got one follower from British champs. Not even one. So where's the money being invested? Like, we can't see it. And I'm not saying that I need a physio or to them to pay for the coach, but where's the adverts for British trials? Where's the adverts for whatever? Where's the this? Where's the that? Where's the investment?
Do you know what? It's the sport. The sport as a whole is almost archaic now.
Nah, it's not even almost fully.
It's just like what are they doing with it? I mean, it's one of the purest forms of sport. Who's the fastest?
Yeah.
It's one of the best things. You either want to know who's the fastest or who's the strongest. Everything else is irrelevant. It's who's the fastest. And they're not pushing that. And I find that baffling.
Do you think times? I think if it was up to me, I want to take away like the relevance of times. I think that would help a lot.
Times, look, I think we all want numbers to a degree.
Yes.
But I don't think it's the be all and end all. Because
But I think it's
for
become
me,
that.
it's about winning that race.
Yeah.
So if I win,
I am the fastest of these
I'm
8
the
people.
fastest, isn't it? But it's level. So if I win Southern Men's League, do I care? No.
Yeah, but you should.
I want
though.
the time. I'm going to that competition for the time, not for the win.
Yeah.
Because
But I'm saying
because
not-
they're not necessarily, at my standard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
it's when I'm against my peers. If I'm racing you two,
Yeah. It's a
I want to win.
Yeah.
Then I can say, I beat Wretch and
But
that's it.
because we spoke about this a bit at Sutton one time. From a marketing perspective, I feel like times takes away from the like it makes everybody look bad, to put it that way. Like there was a time in NBA where the scoring, like a high scoring game was like 90 points.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can get to like 120s and like because they
140s with overtime.
yeah, like because they needed to make it more interesting. I feel like if we can get down to who wins this race is what matters, and not what the last thing they say before the race is let's see like what time it is or that. If the audience they only have a gauge of time because we've given them that.
Yeah.
So we have to if we take that back,
Yeah.
I feel like we'll be in a way better position.
So piggyback off that point, like I'm not someone who cares much about many sports, if any sports. Like I watch what I watch and I like what I like. But recently I've been at like on the weekend I went to watch Sutton United versus Rotherham in the
Yeah.
the Papa John's
yeah.
Cup final.
Yeah. FA Trophy.
These are not Premier League footballers. I'm watching it. Man, am scoring bangers. Man, am doing this. Man, am twining up my man. And I'm like,
serious?
it's sick. Like, obviously, first of all, they're in Wembley, which is amazing. And secondly, it's like
Investment.
It's just football. Like at the like you said, at the purest form of sport, it's just about who's gonna win. And when I'm watching this level, I wasn't thinking, I wish I was watching Arsenal versus Chelsea. I didn't
Just
care.
enjoying the game.
It's just sport.
Yeah.
But like you said, like you alluded to, man, I don't really care about no Southern Men's League. Man, I don't care about this. But it's like we care about Sunday League football. Like, I've seen people ride out for Sunday League football.
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
And those men are they're not levels to other kind of people, but it's just appreciation for
For
sport.
me,
that is not there.
you're right. It's about sport. I'm like you. I will watch Premier League football. I'll go to non-league football. I'll do youth football. I love football, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm gassed whether it's Prem or Champions League or whoever. And it's the same when I'm watching boxing. I go to amateur fights. I go to white collar fights. I want to see a fight. But yeah, of course,
think
when
we
you're
need to
watching
we need to get back to
Lomachenko
that,
or
man.
someone, you can see the levels.
Yeah.
But generally, you just want to see the sport per se. So that's fine by me. And I think in athletics, if we can start to encapsulate a bit more of that, that would
That
be so
essence.
much better. And yeah, the essence, because it's competition.
Right.
That's what you should be looking to see, is the competitive nature of it. But for some reason, they're not focusing on that, because it's such an elitist sport where if you're not funded, the sport you don't exist.
No.
Essentially, like there's nothing for you.
No.
So, like most of my career, it's been spent like in the wilderness in Europe. So don't really run in England, because there's no point, because I don't get paid for it.
No.
So
But they love you. They love you on the other side, though. They love you abroad,
listen,
though.
in Europe, man. Aidan, when he comes,
Listen, when Aidan brings out that, it's the red all-in-one for me.
Aye, that's iconic still.
The red England all-in-one. I saw my boy. I said, yo, what the f...
No, that's cold. That's
I said,
iconic.
first of all, I ain't seen this. Like, I ain't seen this ever. Where's this come from?
That's hard.
yeah.
I'm not just out here,
But
fam.
it's just, but yeah, I've had to forge a career outside, because
We're still in the dark ages.
yeah,
That's why.
if I'm not making a team, you've got nothing for me.
Realistically, you're a professional athlete, but because of the structure of the sport, it doesn't it's like wrestling, isn't it? Like, actually, I don't want to use wrestling references, because I'd just start saying stuff that people won't get. But yeah, like I say we're still in the amateur era of athletics, so we're still in the dark ages. So when it becomes, there's no middle class. Like you're either like an Olympic finalist or like people in the semis. Then they probably not even making.
Mate, it's hard because you think, you know, I go on the circuit and I race people, and then 2 weeks later they're at World Championships.
doing a mad thing,
and I'm like,
I beat you though.
But people don't understand, like world champion, like going World Championships. That's like going to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Imagine if the only footballers that got paid was the footballers at the World Cup. That's what athletics is like.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know, if, you know, a team that's not very good goes to the World Cup, which we're gonna see in Qatar. There's gonna be teams you're like, don't know any of those players, but they're at the World Cup. So you telling me that they're world class, but I'm not.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And I've had this discussion with people before. This one athlete who's, you know, she won an Olympic medal. She was basically saying, if you're not an Olympian, you're not a professional athlete.
She fell for the trap. I don't know who you are, I'm sorry, but you've fallen for the trap.
And I thought, well, that doesn't make sense because the times I've run are fast enough, and I've beaten people that have been at Olympics.
Yeah, and
like
also
all the time, I beat them all the time.
And also,
so
like obviously, I've never been to the Olympics, and I don't have an Olympic medal. But just so you know, if you value an Olympic medal, that's cost you a lot of money. That's all I'm saying, innit? That Olympics,
you know what?
These rings that you value, they're costing you a lot of money.
Do you know why I don't like you? Yeah, because you'll make these wild the maddest statements, and then just try to act like you didn't say anything. No,
you can't just leave it.
No, we gotta leave it there.
Bombs and leave the room.
I have fam.
No, we gotta leave it there.
Doing Hiroshima, and then just like I'm trying to.
Yeah, man.
What I will say, what you've said, like this might sound very disrespectful, innit? I don't think that it is disrespectful, but this is how I feel personally. Obviously, I've never been to the Olympics, never been to World Championships, just been to the humble Commonwealth Games. That's all I've done.
That's big, big yourself.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, though. That's not at all.
No, because we've decided as a sport that we don't respect the Commonwealths, which is interesting. But that's
the streets.
I'm just telling you,
the streets.
I'm just showing, man. This attitude that we have is why people's not getting paid.
It's crazy. But I'll digress. So I've gone there now, and I've had a great time. You know, I've been out there with amazing people, made friends with some of the senior athletes, and all of that kind of stuff, and like actually seeing them in a different light, and you know, learned a lot. Done what my thing, got the medal, whatever. Come back, and I was like, oh shit. That was just a race. Like it was just a race. And not to say that I don't want to be an Olympian, but I feel like the Olympics is just, again, no disrespect, but it's just a competition.
Bro, it is, man.
It's just a competition.
I hear you.
We put the value
like I think we do, and I think I definitely do because that's been my life's ambition.
So and it's the same.
And I think, and if I step back and I think, but now I'm getting to the point. You know, I'm probably not even going to be running by the time the next Olympics comes around. And I'm thinking, am I going to be that? Is it going to kill me that I didn't go? In some ways, yes. But you know what? I've done 20 years, bro.
I'm saying, and that is its own medal of itself, because there's man that couldn't do 10.
Bro, there's man that have been to the Olympics, that have never been a threat in any race they've ever been in.
Yeah, no, for real, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It is a bit jarring though when you used to see the guy from the Solomon Islands and he's running like 12 seconds, and I'm like,
And so this is my point. This is the point I was gonna make, because it's like I feel like for most people in the country of Great Britain who are descendants of people who are not originally from Great Britain, if you really wanted to go to the Olympics, you could have found a way.
I'm from Jamaica, bro.
Do you know what? So
you're pissed.
I'm from Jamaica, bro.
My mum said to me when I was probably about 17, she said to me, have you thought about running for Jamaica? Because my mum was born in Jamaica, and I was like, and I thought about it. I was like, I'm born in Britain, mum. Like, do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm British.
You might have just been at the right time to do it as well.
At the time, nobody in Jamaica would have been. Like at the time, I'd have been the fastest Jamaican. I'd have been Jamaican #1. There wasn't,
and you would have been goated as well.
Remember, I'm the same age as a Safa, and as a junior, I was faster than a Safa. So,
and you would have went into that.
Exactly.
Era.
Oh, I was like,
that's a crazy.
But because I was running so fast here, I was one of the best. I didn't.
It was the same for this guy, man.
But then I'm half Montserratian, so I still would have had to run for Great Britain anyway.
This is the thing. So like, my boy plays football and he had the same conversation when he was around a similar age with his dad and his mom, and his dad's from Montserrat, and he was like, you know, if you want, you can just go play for Montserrat national team. He was like, brother, who are they? Like, I'm trying to play for England. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got to big up Montserrat because some of my boys play for Montserrat.
Come on, talk your shit. That's what we
Big
like.
up Craig.
That's what we
Big
like.
up Craig. He's doing his thing, man.
And like, I don't know if it's a similar thing for you, but like he was saying, obviously at the time when I'm getting fast, I'm coming out of the juniors, they're like, gee, just go run for Ghana.
Yeah.
Like if I went to go run for Ghana, 100% I would have been an Olympian. I would have been a double
Oh,
Olympian.
100%. Because my boy, you know, Timur Bay.
Yeah.
So he went on to run for Ghana. He ran for GB. He went to like World Indoors. I think he went to European Outdoors for GB. And then he weren't getting selected.
What I'm saying is,
Junior
man was on the
legend, by the way.
circuit, killing it.
Junior
and then
legend.
Yeah.
Like I've
God.
been seeing his name. You know when they give out the team sheets and like,
Listen,
this person did this, and this. I'm
Timmy,
like,
man.
Joe.
Timmy was killing it.
God knows
and he
what
went
he's
to
doing
Ghana,
from
he went
Toyota
to
right
World
now.
Championships. I don't think they made the Olympics, but he made a World Championships, man.
It's
Indoors and out for them.
I'm saying.
So you gotta respect it. It's-
100%.
Look, I think you want to try and make teams. You know, if I could run it back, I'd have loved to have made teams, and I think I should have made teams, and I wasn't selected. I think sometimes for political reasons.
Always.
Yeah, I would have loved to have made at least one. Just one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's how they get you, fam.
No, that's,
You know
you know what?
that's how you. Trust me.
Yeah.
That's why I told this guy I'm going to 35. Fam.
I was.
Keep rolling the dice, bro. You never know.
I think I'm on the same thing as Aidan because like I'm on the just one. I made my just one. That's why like today, I don't feel any kind of like regret or remorse. I like running fast.
If I was you, I'd
running fast is
probably. If I was you, I'd probably feel how I feel. 10-1 medal, made a team. Like Aidan, you know, fam. When you haven't ran the times that you know you could have ran, it eats.
Oh,
at you,
it does eat you because like, you know, I've torn my hamstring and dropped numbers, and then if my hamstring
wasn't torn.
at
So
50
annoying, man.
meters, I've run half of this race with half a hamstring, and I've run, I don't know, like 10-4 or something, and you know what I mean. Those things there, or you've been in front, pulled up, and you're way in front, and then someone's gone through the line. You're like, he was getting opened up. I didn't even change gear yet.
Yeah.
And things like that. Or you've run, you know, a good time into a headwind. I remember I did this race in Ireland one time. A couple guys in the race, they're 10-0 guys. And we went through the line together. And literally they've been running 10-1s, 10-0s, 10-0s, 10-1s every week on the circuit. We all go through the line together. Stupid headwind, bro. We ran like 10-6 and 10-7. And I'm like, what?
If I had any kind of luck.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking
because we all know it's one race away from changing your life.
Yeah, because literally there's been times that I know I've run 10-1, if not faster, but the clock hasn't stopped or it's been into a headwind or something like that. I remember one time in Belgium, ran 10-4 into a -4, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that
Like, do you know what I mean? You're thinking, and I've had seasons. I remember coming out. I ran my fastest opener one year. Then every single week for the rest of the season, headwind. Every week, everywhere. Didn't matter what country. And I'm like, this is the best season of my life. Like, I'm smashing people all over Europe. I just couldn't catch one. Yeah, finished the season with like 10-4 something. And I'm like, I think I probably got beaten about twice that summer. It's just stupid. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. That's track for you.
That's how the game goes, man. That's track. Like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But listen, let's wrap it there, man.
If I wanna wrap on a question, and so I'm gonna say, and you can take your time to consider this answer. Yeah.
All right.
If you had to consolidate your 20+ years of athletics into one lesson for someone who's gonna come into the game or someone who's in the game right now and maybe is trying to get to the next level or they're having a bit of problems with the way that they see themselves in the sport right now, what would that be?
Believe in yourself.
Simple as.
That's it. That's it.
Simple, fam.
Say no more.
Simple but difficult to do. You know, man.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. It's not an easy thing, but I think if there's something you want to achieve, because there's always going to be people that are going to try and stop you. There's going to be people telling you you're not good enough. There's going to be moments you're not going to think you're good enough. But you have to remember they're just moments. and you know why you're doing it. You know why you get up every day. You know why you're making the sacrifices you're making. You're putting yourself through all of this. It's to achieve your dreams. So you have to believe in it.
Yeah.
Got no choice. Otherwise, don't do it.
Nah, facts.
True words, I've never spoken, man. Thank you for
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me,
your
Jess.
time, B.
Pleasure. Cool.